Hello, everybody. I hope your weekend is going very well. Maybe right now you have your phone out and you're watching this at a No Kings rally. That would be pretty cool. They've erupted protests against the authoritarianism of Donald Trump across the country today. And I want to start with, I'll show you a bunch of images and moments from different speeches, etc. But just remember, this is all happening in front of the backdrop of Republicans now for weeks saying this rally was going to be, number one, the threat that's causing Democrats to not fund the government because they're, number two, afraid of the terrorists, the terrorists, the Antifas, the etc. that are radical extremists, and this is a hate America rally. That was the branding. What was so interesting was Fox News was having to cover this on the ground, play that context and go, so Mike Johnson was calling this a hate America rally, and then play the footage that disputes that oh so very clearly, contradicting both Trump and all of his allies' message on this millions strong protest against Trump's administration. Look at this reporting.
Good morning, Kaylee. This is the second time we'll be seeing No Kings demonstrations, and organizers want to break records today. They're expecting millions of Americans to come out and protest. And just here at the Atlanta rally, organizers are saying that they're expecting up to 10,000 people, and that's checking out from what we're seeing so far. You can see this sea of people holding signs, chanting. There's been several speakers so far, and they're fired up. Now, overall, people attending these rallies say President Trump is acting more like a king. They believe he's abusing his power, specifically citing recent ICE arrests and National Guard troops in U.S. cities. House Speaker Mike
Look at all these terrorists.
Johnson talked about all of this yesterday and said this.
Hate America.
We refer to it by its more accurate description, the Hate America rally. We're going to bring together the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifa advocates, the anarchists, and the pro-Hamas wing of the far-left Democrat Party.
And this is a live look at today's protests going on right now in New York City, one of the thousands nationwide. You can see also a big crowd there of people holding signs. They're beginning to march after also having several guest
Look at all this Hate America merch. Look at all these flags. What flags are these for?
speakers. And while many House Republicans are calling these Hate America rallies, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries calls it patriotism.
I support the right of every single American to participate in the rallies that are going to take place this week.
So again, as we predicted, as of when we're recording this, the best contradiction of that narrative is just looking with your own eyes and listening to what people are saying. And before getting to that, a couple things. Mike Nellis said, really effing proud of everybody carrying American flags at the No Kings protest in Chicago. My buddy Joe Walsh talked about this yesterday. Let's show them we love this country, that we're patriotic, and that the flag belongs to us. Beautiful. One other bit of context than these beautiful images, you just have to see the biggest crowds. Wow. Here was Trump a little while ago. I don't know how I haven't seen this clip before, but he goes, no, I'm not a dictator. A lot of people want me to be, but I'm not.
As you all know, Chicago's a killing field right now. And they don't acknowledge it. And they say, we don't need him. Freedom. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense, and I'm a smart person.
A lot of people want me to be. I want to be, but I'm not. I don't like dictators. Other dictators, I like me. But of course, that is exactly what he wants to be, not what he is. This is the proof of the democratic presence that we still have, but that in Trump's ideal world would be heavily degraded at the very least. So let's go through some of them. While we do, please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate this show. All you got to do is click, and we love you for it. This is Chicago. Look at that. You can just leave it up, Jaden. This is Philadelphia. Look, just everywhere. Whew, indeed, Jaden. This is, San Diego. People marching peacefully. They kept saying it's going to be violent criminals and pro-Hamas terrorists and Antifa terror lovers. And look at all this peaceful assembly. Boston, my gosh, it looks like a, sorry to use the reference, but a Taylor Swift concert. My only reference. Look at this Times Square. Looks like the ball's dropping, Jaden said earlier. That is so good. We love balls drop. We love the protests. We love the protests is my point. And then, yeah, there's a photo from Times Square. This is Boston again. This is a World War II veteran saying no king for me. Very impactful. This is Washington, D.C. You can see the backdrop of the Capitol. We're going to march down to the Capitol and I'll be there with you. No, not in this protest. Now you pissed off grandma. Look at this terrorist. Look at how un-American this person is. They hate America. They want to burn the flag. Podcast listeners, every time I say that, you can just assume it's because I'm showing proud Americans showing their American flags. This gets me a little emotional. I actually said this. I was saying that the last No Kings protest, one of the coolest parts was seeing folks who have such an attachment to America because they've been here so long and they've been alive so long, which means our wonderful elderly patriots. And they became kind of a fixture of these protests, tapping into the history that they've had and how horrified they are to see the direction of the country. And so then to point to them holding their American flag, saying, I'm protesting because I love America, and to say that you must hate America is the most cynical and just absolutely, this next one's brutal, pitiful branding exercises from the GOP. Somebody said, grab him by the nussy, which refers to the Time magazine photo that caught his neck in a particular way. That was the word I asked previously. Am I allowed to say that? Well, I said it. It's on a sign. I could say it if it's on a sign. Which is, would you pull up the, you can take that, pull up the Time magazine poster so we can remind ourselves, what does that mean? What does that word mean? The one that he really did not like. And we're going to show it in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Yeah. That's, I don't know what you call that, but it's something. And I don't want to grab it, but it's there. No. So I guess that's what he didn't like being shown. This is Minneapolis. What? Millions of people across the country. Probably going to be one of the largest protests in American history. Then you have this, which someone posted it. Let's see. Saying, this is what Mike Johnson is labeling a hate America rally. Just get ready. This is a little bit rated R. This is a little bit disturbing. The audio you're about to hear, you're going to hear a lot of slurs. You're going to hear a lot of pro-terrorist rhetoric. You're going to hear a lot of just really scary stuff, okay? 3, 2, 1, let's listen. I'm gonna let it shine. Yes, you are. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Yes. Good stuff. So that's, and you could see one of the signs explicitly says pro-America, anti-Trump, as they're singing This Little Light of Mine, because we still got our light, as Kamala said. You still got your light, and you can't let them take the light. You got to turn it on. Well, it's on, but don't let it get turned off. Well, it's a candle, so don't let it get burned out is the point. And this was, a right-winger was upset, posting this clip saying, ugh, people are old. What? Look. Old, white, and retired. What is the hatred towards? It's probably just a community. I don't know where that video is from, but cool. What do you have against folks? I don't even know. Old, so subjective. You're whatever age you believe yourself to be. That's my belief. But I love, you released the Epstein files. Just some beautiful posters here. Honk if you love democracy. Lots of American flags. Resist, insist, persist. patriotism, not, what does that say? Nationalism, inclusion, not elimination, hands off our social security, American flags. You love it. You just love it. Beautiful honk if you love democracy. Lots of that. Wonderful. Then Mehdi Hasan spoke. I'll show you a Mehdi, then Bernie, then Chris Murphy. Just a few clips. This one was, I had never thought of it this joke, and I wish I had.
The great irony is, of course, that Donald Trump is the son of an immigrant, the grandson of an immigrant, and married to an immigrant. In fact, 2 of his 3 wives were immigrants, proving yet again that immigrants will do the jobs that even Americans are not willing to do.
That's good. It's good. That's so good. Okay. Which I had forgotten that. 2 out of his 3 wives? And then he has the audacity to speak the way that he does about immigrants. Then Chris Murphy here.
And I'm here today to share with you some unsurprising news. We are not on the verge of an authoritarian takeover. We are in the middle of an authoritarian takeover. But Trump has not won. Our democracy is in peril, but it can be saved. But no one's riding to our rescue, and I just want to be clear with you about that today. No one's riding to our rescue. There aren't establishment responsible Republicans that are riding to our rescue. The mainstream media isn't riding to our rescue. There's no oligarchs riding to our rescue. It is up to us to save us. All right.
Good. Approve. Then Bernie.
So today, right now, I say to my Republican colleagues, come back from your month-long vacation. Start negotiating and do not allow the American healthcare system to be destroyed. End this shutdown.
So what's so beautiful here is this is, as of when we're recording this, obviously it could change. Last time there was a really good record, but to have this many people protesting, this many reasons for Republican politicians, as even Greg Abbott indicated and Trump loves to do, to kind of escalate through over management of law enforcement and to try to create imagery of something that's dangerous, to have this many people, millions, protesting and for it to be this peaceful is already quite an achievement. And it shows what I've even offline got into some arguments with people over, which is that indeed we face some very serious and grave threats, but the path out of this moment is a dedicated, peaceful, political fight and nothing else. And that's what this is the symbolism of. Does it actually do anything materially yet? No. But this type of unity and energy and bringing people's eyes on the threats of the Trump administration's policies and trying to wake people up to that, it is powerful, and protests have moved the needle on things in the past. And then also, I think in a time where we need community and joy because of how many dark things are being faced, it provides that too, which is why we're about to go out after finishing recording this. And whoop whoop, are y'all with me? Are my boys with me? And you need that. You need the joyful warrior energy sometimes. And that's exactly what I think this provides. People of all ages, all backgrounds, linking arms. Here is on MSNBC, Velshi with an interesting message.
The label to threaten the right of the people to peaceably assemble. But much like the other First Amendment rights, it's under attack by this administration, underscoring the importance and necessity of today's protests. It is not too late to turn this TV off right now and go out and add your voice to the protest.
Rarely do you hear that. Now, did I wait to say that? Because I'm about to echo it until the end of the segment. Yeah. I did. But now turn it off unless you're watching the main show. But we're going to post it tomorrow, so actually it'll already be over, so you can keep watching the main show. But if you watch that segment, turn it off. And if you can, find a protest near you. Peacefully and powerfully make your voices heard.